How's it going, guys? Copy here. Today I wanted to go over farming Deepspace on 8-4. So I was doing some tests here. This is going to be the first of tests. I will test other decks and other things as well, but this is the first one in the series. I was running this in blazing lava seas, or like the lava area here, whatever it's called. Blistering Lava Sea, sorry. So I was running this here. This is the deck that I was using, which is pretty much we're fully leaning into God of War, as well as Cube, and we have a couple cards here for God of Machines Chance, and then we also have the Dark Surge boss card, and then we are doing this with a 3 compass strategy here. So the 3 compasses we are using is with Dark Surge, Cube, and God of War. So if you look at the prices here for these are again 6 FE, 3 FE, and 3 FE. It costs 1 FE in order to roll the Netherrealm, like to click it all the way up. And then the beacons, when I was running this, were 17 FE. Obviously, if these are lower, then you save yourself a little bit of money. For this, what I was actually calculating, I was actually just looking at the just the raw FE as well as the beads, which like are very quickly converted into raw FE. So this is going to be a very conservative, I guess, value for this. The this was done here with 2 different decks that I used. So the main deck that I used for actually mapping itself was this deck here with Shepherd, Happy Chalky, and Cloud Gatherer, Surging Gold. I don't have a 3rd loot pet that's any good, so Shepherd's not really very good in open world. It doesn't really do anything, because all these mods specifically only work in Nightmare anyways. But, I mean, I was using him just for the additional Dream Talking drop quantity, so, like, it helps a little bit in the maps, right? And because you do have Nightmare monsters outside of Dream as well, these aren't too bad. It's better than nothing, I guess. But pretty much this is, you're just running this with basically 2.5 like loot pets for open world. And then I do have a specific setup here for when I'm actually in Nightmare. So I'm fully leaning into all 3 of the pets for the league mechanic here, so that you're getting your full 14% chance to get a Dream Bubble to drop an additional time. This is definitely adding some value. Like the huge outlier maps where I got like a ton of money from Nightmare were definitely, like, there were the multiple times where I got like over 60 FE peer. I don't know how much of this was the pet versus just the Nightmare itself in 8-4 Deepspace, but it might have been. It's hard to know. I don't have the exact value on it. If I had to presume, it would say it's 10% more, right? So I got 61 instead of 56 FE from those, versus just running like these other pets that you would get just from like your Jagged Primo. Yeah, so for most people, again, you get pretty much about enough Jagged Primo every league to get about 10,000 of it, which is enough to basically fully pity one of the pulls and hopefully get your legendary pet. So it's not too bad to expect to get one of these, so that's no problem. In regards to, again, the data here, as you can see, for the most part, you're pretty much just getting like a consistent amount of FE, but as you can see here, there are also some maps where you lose a lot of money. It does happen. It wasn't... this is part of the reason why I wanted to get this data down, because for a while I was running with God of Machine compasses, as well. Like, I was running the 4th compass for God of Machines, but like, say I were to do that here, and add God of the Machine compass in here, and this was an extra 10, the FE per map would go down quite significantly, right? Just because of the fact that, or the amount of times where I'd be running a map where I was losing money goes up a lot, right? Which, I mean, the average profit probably goes up if you are running the God of Machine cards, right? But when I was running this with 4 compass, I was running into these issues where I'd be running a map and I would be leaving with like 21 less FE than what I spent or whatever. So I wanted to test the strategy without this. So that's what I did. Yeah, other than that, I didn't end up getting any of like the high value div cards from Lava Sea. There is like a div card there that's like 300 something FE. If you want to do this in Thunder, you can basically get the equivalent of like the nurse from PoE, which gives you you get a stack of them in order to get the card from Blistering Lava Sea, which then turns into a divinity slate that's worth like 10,000 FE. So you can do that, or you can do it in Glacier, which has another div card as well that's worth like 11 to 12 FE, because it turns in for a stack of 100 FE. But yeah, overall strategy pretty nice. For your beads, I recommend not selling them just because you end up losing a lot of money on taxes. So you might as well just take the little bit of time, go use all your beads. Hopefully you get lucky, get Exquisite Box or Eternity, something like that. But if you don't, typically just taking the Flame Sand, the FE, and the Netherrealm Resonance here. So pretty much all I am taking with these is I am taking these here. I take the Flame Sand, I take the Netherrealm Resonance, and I take the FE. Everything else is not really worth taking unless it's like, of course, the you know, a good unique item. Casting wedges and forging wedges have gotten so cheap they're just not really worth taking. Same thing with divine fragments. Like, you're gonna get just junk out of those divinity slates. Like, you'd have to turn in so many of them, and you're just not gonna get anything worthwhile out of them. So it's not really worth it. Truth Embers are about 100 to 1 FE right now, and 300 Desire Beads is 1 FE. So you don't typically want to do that at this point. Pretty much just want to be cycling for FE. You'll typically be averaging more than 1 FE out of everything, so that's going to be the recommendation. Yeah, other than that, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I'm going to leave you here now with some footage from running some Deepspace earlier. The build that I'm running is just the same build from the prior Iris video, so nothing changed there. But gonna be starting something new after this. I want to farm up a little bit of FE on this, and then probably start another free-to-play character build, just because there's been a lot of new players that have been visiting the channel, and they have been having issues finding free-to-play builds. Like, they see Gemma 2, but they don't have it because they're on Gemma 1. So I want to start a Yugo or a Moto or something else, and get some more builds for free-to-play players out there. So, yeah, see you in the next one.
Carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Perhaps we can be friends once you turn to dust. Don't worry, we're still making preparations. We would love to help you accomplish that. We've witnessed many final moments like that. Some are our friends, some are enemies. Don't worry, we're still making preparations.
Enjoy this moment.